was so damn worth to wait. Every second, every day, to wait for you to hold my hand. And there is so much more to say. I could kiss you for a lifetime, stay awake to watch you sleep. Fell in love with your sweet smile. You're my love and you're my life. You're my love and you're my life. You're my love and you're my life. It was so damn worth the pain. Sleepless nights and countless days. You're my sun after the rain. Oh babe, there's so much more to say. I protect you for a lifetime, keep you warm and keep you safe. Fell in love with your sweet eyes. You're the love of my life. You're my love and my so much more to say. You're the love of my life.
Run away, and I know, and I know, and I know I'm right now. We can change anything and make it better together. Now we're strong, don't question it. The truth will break your chains. We have the key. Open your eyes and see. We are the ones who know the answers, and they ain't never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for. never gonna hold us back. The sea is rising like we dancers. Imagine life without a purpose. Now picture everything you're fighting for. Now picture everything you're fighting for.
Hello everyone and welcome to Longer and Harder, the show on the internet where we take a subject and we go deeper. How are you all doing today? Hello chat, hello Vivian, welcome to the show. And I know that you're brand spanking new to Longer and Harder. You ask, what is Longer and Harder? Longer and Harder is just, it's a stream. It's a weekly stream. We pick a topic, we talk about it, and we get derailed easily. There's usually boobs and there's usually talk of sex because why not? Because why not? Hello Donna. Dora. Hello, Dora. Hello, Gio. Hello, Luke. Hello, Evan and Microbloganism. How are you all doing? Hope you're having yourselves a wonderful Sunday afternoon. And welcome. We've got things. We'll go over things. We'll talk about things. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. Let's see. We're just gonna roll right in. I have a very exciting beer. I'm excited for today's beer. So I kind of want to get to it and whatnot. So, housekeeping real quick. You will notice that we are doing still every goddamn time we're noticing we are doing really good on our computer goal. We are at 1775, 88% of the way there. We are so close. It's amazing. Thank you all for because you need monetization. I do need monetization. It's true. Thank you everyone who's who's super chatted. Thank you Microbloganism for your wonderful donation last week. Anyone else who does super chats, thank you for all the super chats. They are always nice, and they help all go towards getting a new computer so this show sucks less. It's great. I'm not going to say so this show actually is good, because I don't think we'll ever get there. It'll just be less shitty. And yeah, also big thank you to patrons. Patrons, that was last week, was patron payday thing, so thank you very much to all my patrons. Microbloganism, Luke Filewalker, I know Fino somewhere in here, I call him Fino, Ugly German Truth, all the things. Hello Steve Sayers, how are you? Sorry, I keep looking down because Hobbs is here, so we might get Hobbs is here, other cats there, so we'll probably get to watch them instead of my ugly mug here pretty soon, as soon as we're done with the my accidental donation. Oh no. Well, thank you very much. Either way, Microbloganism, very much appreciated. So we've been doing really great. If you too would like to donate, there's Nightbot can help you with that. Otherwise, super chats, all super chats get you some free boobs on the screen, as well as I put in the same amount that you do in super chats so that we can get there to our goal a little bit sooner. So we're almost there, and it's fantastic. So thank you everyone for all your wonderful donations. What else is there on housekeeping? Yeah, my last video is a bit of a dumpster fire. Thank you all of you for not unsubbing from me for talking about issues that I like to talk about. So thank you all. We will one day get back to flat earth stuff. Probably, maybe. You all did get lucky. You got 2 videos this week. Isn't that nice? Granted, one of them was an old video, but you still got 2. I am gonna, so just because you're here, I'll let you know what the plan is. I will probably make a video on Rationality Rules again, because he hasn't stopped talking yet. It'll probably be very short. And then after that, I am working on the next Dubé video. So hopefully we'll have a Dubé video after that. I am working on it, I promise. I started writing the script, so it shouldn't take too long, because I hate myself, and entirely because I hate myself, and for no other reason. do I keep making videos on rationality rules and having my comment sections just become just the worst? God, just the worst. I've had a lot of, this comment section has been far more vile than the rest. I kind of threw some of the better, not better, I say better, some of the more egregious comments up on Twitters, and god damn, are the comment sections just a fucking disaster. Yeah, no, if you were subscribed to me and felt the need to say that and you're like, hey, I don't want to sub to you anymore, and like those, I don't even want to read them because they're so awful. Like, fuck off. I don't want you as a subscriber. I'm gonna go with that. Oh gosh. 200 proofs of rationality rules. Honestly, at this point, I really should do a 200 proofs of rationality rules. The danger of RR is that he's gone full neokind anti and drag a bunch of people with him. He really has. He really has. It's been, God. This whole, you know what we're gonna talk about. I wasn't gonna talk about it. It is one of the video options. I'm gonna talk about it anyway because I want to talk about it. This whole rationality rules thing has been incredibly eye-opening to the community that I am part of, I guess. I don't know. Communities are weird, so whether you're part of them or not is always kind of, you know, right, whatever. The atheist community, I suppose, that I kind of said I was part of, or people thought that I'm part of, whatever. Either way, it really opened my eyes to how shitty it is a lot of the time, and I knew some of it was shitty beforehand. There was definitely a lot of sexism and whatnot, but never to this degree of shittiness. Like a lot of the shittiness, I mean, maybe because I'm a sexist asshole who was willing to give people far too much of a pass, but I didn't think it was that bad until this whole thing came along. It's been just not fun. It really hasn't. I've been really disappointed in a lot of Rationality Rules' friends, who kind of keep sticking up for him when they really shouldn't. At this point, the first videos that I've made about him, I didn't call him transphobic. I called his behavior and his comments transphobic. Since then, God, I don't want to call him, but he's definitely pushing it on wanting to just outright be transphobic all the time. So he might actually be there. Rationality Rules has had no room to talk about anything for a while. Once he talked about something I know about it totally misrepresenting the evidence because he's so ignorant was disgusting. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough, and honestly, I don't know if any of like people from the trans community have been affected by this whole mess are in the chat. But if you are, I don't know. I can't like thoughts and prayer you because I don't believe in those. But like my condolences. I don't know. Like, my thoughts are with you. Something like I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this bullshit on such a regular basis. It really, like, just looking at the comments that I get, I can only imagine the kind of comments that people like Callan get, people like Essence of Thought get, people like Just Maddie or Objectively Subjective get. Like, God, like, I get so much stupid. Oh, it's so rough. It's so rough. Okay, so with that said, we're gonna. Oh, Vivian, thank you. Yeah, Vivian. Like, I'm so sorry you have to deal with this bullshit. You really shouldn't have to, and it's real shitty that you do. It really, really sucks. Like I said, I can only imagine the kind of nonsense that you have to deal with. I have to deal with some of it. And I feel like I deal with a very minimal amount of backlash. Just because I'm sure that, you know, had six cisgender, very stereotypical dude. I don't get a lot of that crap. So I'm real sorry that you have to deal with it, and a lot of other people in the trans community. I'm real sorry that you have to deal with it, especially from such a big channel like Rationality Rules. That just sucks. Oh, all right. Hello, Ugly German Truths. How are you? And hello, Douglas. I didn't say hi. I did read your comment though. Okay. With all of that depressing ass nonsense out of the way, let's move on to the good stuff. Beer of the week. I was gonna make that a surprise, but I didn't. In case you don't know, I was in Wisconsin last week, and I went to New Glarus. And if you're at all remotely familiar with Wisconsin beers, you know exactly what beer this is, and you know exactly what's going to be said, because this is the beer of Wisconsin. This is the Wisconsin beer. By the way, New Glarus Brewing Company, you can only buy it in Wisconsin. You can't buy it anywhere else at all. It's only in Wisconsin. So you have to. So I drove there. I bought 2 cases of it, brought it back, and a bunch of other beers. We're gonna do New Glarus beers until I finish the all the cases of beer. all the cases of beer until we're done. We're gonna do New Glarus beers because I bought a lot of it. We have to get through it. So let's pour this beer out. I don't have to taste it because it's gonna be delicious, because it is. Wisconsin doesn't know how to do a whole lot, but one of the things it does know how to do is beer, and this is one great example. So we'll give this a quick pour. That was a terrible pour. That was a terrible pour. And then we'll switch over to Hobbs so you all can watch him. So here is what the beer looks like. Nice and nice ambery color. It's very light, very fruity. Not fruity. Floral? Floral might be a good word for it. So we'll give that time. Why don't you take your first drink through a straw? What? Through a straw? Why would I? That seems weird. I feel like there's a reference there to something, but I don't know. And here comes Hobbs because he wants to have some attention. Where are we gonna go, buddy? No? Okay. So, with that said, we'll get the camera all over on other cat. Auxiliary cat Emma is hanging around, being adorable, and there's no reason why we should be ignoring her at all, because she is just being a cutest. So we can watch her, and I can read some of these other things. I saw a comment here that I did want to read. 2 comments I did want to read. Oh goodness, out loud. I noticed a trend. Several channels that were generally good-hearted and interesting and illuminating subjects have turned into philosophy, and immediately started going into apologetics. It's true. It's true. And for the side that previously had been much less tolerant for, R is an example of, but also cosmospectic, and now makes a lot of excuses for the WLC's this world. What they put into these? Yeah. Kids' heads at uni. Yeah, I don't know. This is why I wait philosophy. I always shit on philosophy. Philosophy is just don't philosophy. Philosophy is the gateway drug to stupid. I'm mean to philosophy. I really am. But I shouldn't be, but I am. And I'll get yelled at for it. But don't philosophy, kids. Friends don't like friends philosophy. It's because I'm unspoken, but I'm also an anti-fascist, so I currently have a Proud Boys waging a campaign of hate mail against me for an infiltration exposure operation earlier this used. Oh, no. Used to it. That sucks. I would hate Proud Boys to be anywhere near me. Oh, that would be awful. Hello, Hal. How are you? Okay. Why do you add through a straw to that very true sentence? Okay, so we're gonna try the beer. Like I said, it's already delicious. It's fantastic. I know this. Oh, I didn't read the thing. I'm gonna read the thing. Cask conditioned ale has been a popular choice among brews since long before Prohibition. We continued this pioneer spirit with our Wisconsin farmhouse ale, brewed with flaked barley and the finest Wisconsin malts. We even give a nod to our farmers. Naturally cloudy, we allow the yeast to remain in the bottle to enhance fullness of flavor, which cannot be duplicated otherwise. Expect this ale to be fun, fruity, and satisfying. You know you're in Wisconsin when you see a spotted cow. Oh, it's true. It's true. This is the best. Oh, that is so good. And what the fuck is a fluid ounce as opposed to a weight ounce? Because the metric system is the gateway into socialism, communism, something or another. I forget. Tucker Carlson told us all about it a bit ago. So it's the gateway drug into things, into communism. So we don't use it because of that. So we use fluid ounces, which makes way more sense, obviously. All right, should hopefully be a Cloudbot telling us how to vote. If you would like to vote on one of our videos today, you do an upside down I and the number vote and the number you like to vote for. Here are our options. We have The Truman Show by ODD TV, AOC by David Icke, and that's the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Alpha Males by Joe Rogan. How to Write a Myth by Owen Benjamin. Transgender Athletes by Rationality Rules. Sex Magic by Jeremy Crowe. And NASA is a Fraud, or NASA Fraud by Mr. Thrive and Survive. So yeah. Pick a thing, vote a thing, and we'll know it. You know, I think I have a simple solution to transphobia, xenophobia. Just put your hate on the filthy xenos. Sex magic. Sex magic is the best. We're going to talk about sex magic. I don't know what sex magic is. The guy, this was shared by Microbloganism, so it's his fault if we get there. Not mine. The only way to win is to not vote. It's true. It's true. So, yeah, if we talk about sex magic, that is all Microbloganism's fault. Mostly the guy making the video seems kind of weird. Because he's doing that thing where he does Microbloganism is determined to talk about sex magic when taking a look at shows up. Oh, no. Is magic with sex? It's something I love to do. We'll get to know. Oh, no. Basically, the choice between reps and Dems is socialize money redistribution to the wealthy as opposed to redistribution to the needy. And propaganda gets you to choose the rich 8 out of 10 times. It's true. It's so true. Oh, goodness. So, I think sex magic might be winning. Not gonna lie. Ooh, it is winning. It is winning by quite a bit. Can't we watch 2 videos of cat videos from your living room? It's true. I mean, you can just watch other cat there. She's doing fantastic. Look at her. She's adorable. She's just the best. Hello, Harryam. How are you? Any excuse to remain stuck in the past? Huh? What? Any excuses to remain stuck in the past? Is that what that is? I think that's what that is. We do want some more sex magic. Do you know who Andy Worski is? Unfortunately, I do know who Andy Worski is. He's a grifter from what I know who likes to have Nazis on his stream, right? If I remember right, he's kind of a bit of an idiot too. It seems like, you know, the general reactionary kind of thing. Talking about the metric system. The metric system. The metric system. There was a whole thing, and it was hilarious. Which was I think it was Tucker Carlson who went like on a tirade against the metric system and how like if we switch over to the metric system, you won't be able to make grandma's apple pie because you won't be able to use teaspoons anymore. They will outlaw teaspoons, and you won't be able to make it anymore because the metric system is all about getting rid of grandma's apple pie. Like no joke, that fucking Tucker Carlson on the metric system was one of the funniest shit in the world because it just made no goddamn sense. Oh, we have a couple people who want to talk about rationality rules, which you will get a video on it, regardless of whether we talk about it today or not. It's you know, right now it's really what are we going to talk about this instant, but we will probably get there, and we're really close to being done here with it, and it still looks like it does genuinely look like whatchamacallit, number 6 is going to win. You don't have teaspoons here in Europe. I'm not surprised. You shouldn't. That's just terrible. You have about 30 seconds, guys, left before we end this poll. And move on to the actual video. But it looks like number 6 is gonna be the clear winner here with some sex magic by Jeremy Crowe. That's gonna be fun times. Luigi, valiant effort, but I don't think Mr. Thrive and Survive will make it. If we get there, it looks like number 7 is gonna take second place. So we'll probably get to do 6 and 7 as we've been doing a pretty good job. People still watch me, yes, because I am awesome, hilarious, and intelligent. Let's go with that one. Poll is closed. Let's complete that. And let Cloudbot telling us the things. 6 was the most voted by 50%. Probably gets old. The Earth is a ball. Probably gets old. Stupid. Yeah, you know, whatever. it's yeah, sure thing. We're not actually going to talk about flat earthers today. We're going to talk about sex magic because, fun times. No, I guess we talked about flat earth last time. It's always fun. It's always fun to talk about flat earth. If I ever need a palate cleanser after talking about transphobes on the internet, we will gladly go over to flat earthers, because that's a good palate cleanser right there. People who are stupid, but it's okay because they're flat earthers. All right. So with that said, we are going to oh goodness, come on, computer, don't die on me. Well, that's why. Also, I forgot to show off my awesome shirt. I got so distracted that I did not show off my awesome shirt. So
Hi,
today
Jeremy
we
Crowe
have
here.
and sorry if you got sound before you were supposed to. That is my bad. But today we have Jeremy Crowe, who's got a just the funniest proportioned video ever. Here we go. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Full name of the video is The 3 Types of Sex Magic. So, I didn't know that they came in types, so that's good. Can I ban gravity? Oh, we should ban gravity. That'd be fun. I want a day without gravity. I had one of the, when I was at my, bachelor party in, that one place, Las Vegas, my, friend revealed to me one of his greatest fears, which is that gravity will one day stop working. So I thought that was pretty fantastic. As we were like riding an elevator, his his reading skill strikes again. It does. I mean, you can ban gravity too. It's fine. You can ban whoever you want. It's fine either way, but sorry, that yes, my friend just told me about how he doesn't like the idea of gravity. Like, that is his fear, is that gravity will stop working, and he'll just like slam up against the wall or fly off into space if he's not touching anything. Which I don't know how to explain it to him that that's not how that works, but we talked about it, but he's still scared of it. Hello, Heat Shield, and hello, Scott. How are you? Okay. So no, I don't, you can ban him, that's fine. That's why I have moderators to take care of shit, because I don't pay enough attention to the chat to know, so that's why I have you all. Okay. So, sex magics. Let's find out what they are. How he's going to explain to us how they work. I don't know. This is going to be fun.
Hi, Jeremy Crowe here.
I'm gonna, his volume is really low, so I'm gonna turn that up. Sorry about that.
This video I'm going to
Now it's too loud. Jeremy, calm down.
cover the topic of sex magic and the 3 main types of sex magic that you can practice.
All right. If we actually do someday make gravity stop working, the universe will dissolve into small hunks of dust.
So the first type of sex magic is actually sex without doing any kind of specific magical operation.
What? Well, on the bright side, you all, if you've been having sex, you've been performing sex magic, whether you wanted to or not. So that's a thing. I was really okay. I was really hoping you'd actually tell me about like actual sex magic, but it's sex on its own is magic. I don't like. Yeah, I hope that he's talking about like things metaphorically, like it's a magical experience, right? Rather than like legitimate magic, but I don't know with him right now.
So you're just engaging in sex for the regular purposes, which would be, I guess, recreation or procreation. And you are utilizing little known, otherwise known as esoteric or occult, little known techniques in order to enhance the experience.
Oh, okay, regular person. Sex is only magic with strangers. So esoteric. Okay, so I get just gonna throw this out there. I get the feeling we're gonna go into like Kama Sutra. Like if you do like a single Kama Sutra position, you're doing sex magic because reasons, or like if your legs cross in a certain way, or like do any esoteric symbols, you're doing sex magic. Okay. Or they're busy with wasting lives and stuff that church groups that they only have the short drives between events, work and home to pursue the hobby of being wrong on the internet. It's true. Red Pill, I really gotta put Red Pill on here. He's a fucking mess and a half. Did he recently come out as a flat? I think he recently, not by recently, I mean like R&D time recently, which is probably like a year ago. Come out as a flat earther, didn't he? Along with like all the other stupid things. I misread half of everything. It's true. You would not make a good teacher. Imagine him reading papers. Oh, it'd be awful. This is why I don't read out loud and then do a show where I read half the comments out loud. It's great. Oh, goodness. But yes, Red Pill Philosophy, I think he came out as a flat earther. So he might have to get added onto this, because he's got some hot takes. He's got some hot takes. It's great. I predict that Red Pill will transition to Glow Earth in the next couple of months. Speaking of transitioning between grifting, right? I want a quick poll, show of hands, here in the chat. Raise your hand if you think that Armored Skeptic is pivoting into woo-ness. I know that there's like a bit of a thing on whether his last video, which was like a conspiracy latent video, was like a joke or not. He kind of says that it's a joke, but I don't know what the joke is. Like I don't understand what there wasn't a punchline to it. It was just it was just nonsense, which I don't know if that in and of itself is the joke. Like here's all the nonsense. If you haven't watched it, it's terrible. Don't watch it. But in Armored Skeptic's last video, he went on like talking about a bunch of conspiracy, not debunking a bunch of conspiracies, which is like one would expect he would do, being somebody who calls himself a skeptic and puts skeptic in the name of his thing, right? Like that's kind of their thing. And he didn't do that. He didn't debunk anything. He just kind of like talked about conspiracies in a serious enough way that everyone, including his fans, and not that I'm one of his fans, but everyone was just like, are you like serious or not? And people don't know if he's serious or not. So I was just I think he's gonna pivot into woo. That's my prediction, is like a month or two he's gonna pivot into being a woo-tard. I know that he said, or somebody said that like in the past he's been kind of wanting to talk about conspiracies, like Joe Rogan used to talk about conspiracies, which if Joe Rogan's your end goal, you ain't doing it. Emerald Skeptic has been an any e-beggar for years. I give it 2 more months. I think in 2 months we're gonna start seeing some. So and I don't say this just because I dislike Armored Skeptic. I mean I do, but he also like a month 2 ago. He came out like with that. I don't think he made a video of it, but it was all over the Twitters about how he when the Notre Dame Cathedral when the Notre Dame Cathedral got caught on fire and all that nonsense, he promoted this like conspiracy about how I think it was Muslims, how Muslims like caused it and were burning down churches all over Europe, which was a bunch of bullshit and was like taken more or less from like Glenn Beck. Not maybe it was it Glenn Beck? No, I think it was the other crazy fat guy. I shouldn't be so mean. I'm sorry. Fuck. The frogs are gay. That guy. You know who he is. Gay frogs guy. he took it. I don't think he took it from there, but these are the kind of people that were kind of promoting it. So I just, Alex Jones, thank you, Alex Jones. These were the other kinds of people who were promoting it. So I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if he just went all out, because he's already promoting some pretty fringy ideas as this. YouTube is literally a website that will let you upload unlimited amounts of video for free. The fact that Armored Skeptic and a bunch of these other people are complaining about monetization. Yes, God, fucking monetization. I don't even. How come you didn't come down to Bulgaria? Sorry, I went to Lincoln, Nebraska. I didn't end up making it all down to Kansas City this year. At least not yet. I might try for that next holiday, Labor Day. I might try for Labor Day weekend. I'll give you a thing. I might go down for that one. So yeah, all the people complaining about demonetization. It's, I think the best take, and by best I mean stupidest take, is people who are calling for the whatchamacallit, like to socialize YouTube, pretty much like make it a government thing, like making it government run, or creating legislature to protect people's right to upload videos onto YouTube, which fucking boggles my mind that this is a thing that people want to do. That people want to do, for whatever reason, want to create legislature just to protect the right to be a YouTuber. Because like Rotation said, it's like, it's not free, right? Like it's free for us. Like it is free for us to do it, to upload it, but it's not like a free service. Like, it costs money to do it, right? And YouTube is offering it for us for free because they kind of make a little bit of money off of it, right? But it's not actually a free service. And to legislate it and make it like you must now provide this service, this free service, regardless, without being able to control it yourself. It's insane. I don't understand how you could say that, like, you must offer this service for free. You wouldn't do that of anyone else. Like, you must offer your service as a company for free to everyone, regardless of what actions they take and regardless of whether their actions will actually hurt your company or not, which is pretty much what people are asking for, which I find really weird. Oh God. Straight Up is a very old YouTuber who has been defending YouTube for a very long time, and his takedown of e-beggars are very concise and should watch them. All right, I will have to remember that. There are a lot of them. Like, I understand, like, not that I make a lot of money doing this, but I make money. This isn't my living either, so I'm entirely like, I'm entirely not affected by demonetization in the same way that people who actually do this for a living are. Like, if one of my videos, and plenty of my videos have gotten demonetized for various reasons. I've never gotten a strike because I do follow the terms of services, but I have gotten demonetized because we talk about boobs and sex and butt stuff every once in a while, right? We talk about porn and whatnots, and YouTube doesn't want to give me money for me to talk about those things, and that's fine. Like, this is their, like, they curate this in a way, and it's fine. If they don't want to do it, it's fine. I'm not, but again, I don't make enough money off of this for it to be like a whole thing. So I think it's fine that YouTube wants to moderate because, they have their business to think about. I'm not gonna also not defend YouTube's fucking nonsense when it comes to who they choose to demonetize and what content they allow, because there's definitely a two-tiered system where, like, a little YouTuber like me, I get shut down, I'm not gonna be able to make a big fuss about it and get my channel brought back on. Like, I'm just not, and I absolutely know that if YouTube ever decides R&D's content is bullshit and we're gonna get rid of him, I'm not gonna be able to, because I'm a tiny little channel. On the other hand, if I am a channel, say, like, as large as Black Pigeon Speaks, and my channel gets shut down because I make a bunch of racist content and put it on a website, I have enough followers and he makes enough of a stink, they'll reinstate him because he's a big enough, because the rules don't apply to him like they do to me. Okay. There was another one. YouTube has servers the size of apartment complexes that cost a lot of power and maintenance. YouTube is not free to run in the fact that they use their personal data and is their charge to you. That's true. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about more sex magic. Whew. Oh, yeah, sorry, you can't post links. It's just a thing. Okay, sex magic.
So this could be...
Oh, wait, there's another one. Sorry, Jeremy. I was going to read this one. It's especially ironic that right-wingers, who are usually not in favor of government interference with private companies, are now in favor of regulating YouTube in that way. That is true. That has been the thing that has amazed me the most about this whole YouTube apocalypse 3.503 thing that's going on. Is that a lot of the people who come in, who are in favor of legislating YouTube, are like the crazy libertarians and right-wingers who are not okay with like universal health care, or are not okay with what was the other one, are not okay with universal health care, or the bakery thing. That's the other one that I was thinking about, the having to have equality when it comes to being able to not discriminate on people based on like gender or race or sexual orientation, which means that, hey, if you're a baker, you got to bake cakes for people and you can't discriminate just because it's a gay wedding. Those kinds of people are the ones who are now for legislation so they can be homophobic racist assholes on the internet. It's mind-boggling. I'm grandfathered into YouTube's old monetization plan because of a promise they made to old creators. They demonetized me once, and it took 3 months to get it back. Oh, really? Well, thanks for saying. I'm not sure. You are being censored. Nightbot likes to censor people. It's true. Okay. With that, so yeah, I don't think the government needs to step in on this. I would, and so all of this is like, I don't want any of this to come off as a defense of YouTube, because I think a lot of the things that YouTube does is awful. I don't like the treatment of Steven Crowder. I think that Steven Crowder's behavior deserves some sort of action from YouTube and in some way or another, and I hate the fact that they just, what's the thing to put it, they just wimped out and decided not to actually enforce their own rules because it is a big creator and because they put up a stink about it, right? Again, if I had done the same thing, nothing would have happened. I would have been kicked off of YouTube. They would have just been fine, whatever. But because it's a big creator, they're willing to ignore their own rules. So I am not at all like defending YouTube. I'm just saying I'm also not for bringing in the government to somehow socialize YouTube, like make YouTube a human right that needs to be protected by the government. Like, that's, if we can't fucking get healthcare to be a right that needs to be protected and provided by the government, fucking YouTube doesn't need to be on there either. Like, that is just such complete nonsense, especially here in the US. I know that you Europeans are fine with this nonsense, but here in the US, I am just baffled that people want YouTube to be a human right, but are not okay with healthcare being a human right. It just, I'm just so fucking confused by that. One of these things actually leads to the death of many people every year, and the other one leads to you not being able to be a racist asshole on the internet. I feel like one of these two things is far more important than the other, and it ain't fucking YouTube. YouTube is not the thing that we should be trying to get the government to fix when we have however many millions of people who don't have healthcare. We're getting to hand fapping mode. I haven't been to the doctor in 5 years. I would go today if I could afford it. And yeah, I could rant all day about the medical system, which, by the way, I'm part of. If you don't know, I work at the I work at a hospital, so I get to be part of the system that I dislike so much. So I get to be part of that system, and I know it from sort of that end as well, from like actually I actually get to be part of like talking to insurance and what kind of services. Oh, yeah, just because and okay, I don't think this will break HIPAA violations, so I shouldn't be able to. But I've heard of clients who parents have, God, this is, every goddamn day this is heartbreaking. I've heard of clients who have lost, whose parents have lost their jobs because they have taken too much time off to be able to like transport their kids to and from the clinic. It is the amount of, and I have more, but I don't know how many of these stories I can really tell without breaking some sort of HIPAA violation, and I don't want to get that be a thing. I don't know how you can work in a medical field in the slightest and not see the absolute damage that not having affordable healthcare does to people. It is I've seen people, like, I've had people like break down in tears because they understand that their children need medical treatment, but even though even simple things, like even though they have like Medicare or whatever and it can be afforded, they can get the treatment, they still can't do things to like transport their kids to the clinic to get services. They can't. They're constantly having to leave work. They're like, I've seen people have to, God, lose jobs or have their jobs at risk because they can't get medical means to be able to have their children actually get the services that they need. And it's fucking disgusting. And I hate every bit of it. And it's just the worst. Okay. Yeah, also dentists suck. I mean, get them. Go if you can, but they suck. Okay. With that said. Jeremy, tell me about a thing.
Learning how to have a valley orgasm or multiple orgasms, or being able to extend the experience, or things like edging, or various different techniques that can be learned from things like Tantra or Taoist internal alchemy, or various different
internal alchemy. I feel like, dear Mr. Jeremy, you should give us a class on internal alchemy. I'm much more curious about that than anything else. Some gave me a metaphysical blowjob, others fuck. Internal alchemy. I'm really curious as to what internal alchemy is. Mr. Jeremy Crowe, you might be on this show more than once at this rate, because I am really curious as to what internal alchemy is, and what you think it does. Okay, so you can have sex magic, or you can have magic sex. Your spleen turns into gold. And all you gotta do is not actually do magic things. You just gotta do things that are kind of like, you don't have to know that you're doing magic things. You just kind of, if you do a thing and it just happens to be magical, the thing that you did, then you're doing magic things. That sounds great.
books on sex. You can learn these techniques to improve the experience of sex, and that's why I refer to it as magical sex rather than sex magic proper. So you're not actually doing magical operations, but you're kind of using techniques you've learned from these more esoteric schools or traditions.
So you use magic to make your sex better. Okay. Anyone else here vote for R&D Supreme Chancellor of the Republic? Please do. We will we'll hold voting. I know that the NASA shill guys and I are getting together this week to start our work on Illuminati New Earth Plan 3.0. And as soon as we get there, the voting will start. So you can vote for me at that point. As long as you're a card holding Mason, with then you can vote. Otherwise you're not going to be able to.
The second type would be, you could refer to it as sex mysticism or sexual alchemy. So what this is you're engaging in sexual activity for the purposes of transformation. So
things are getting things are getting interesting. Okay, we're gonna do a transformation. We already talked a little bit about internal alchemy. So now we're gonna transmutate ourselves. Why do you get the feeling this is all hypothetical to him?
You are seeking to integrate your various soul fragments, or you are trying to circulate energy through your energy body. It could be thought of as a form of energy work that utilizes the sexual energy.
Oh man, I feel like we should have gotten the woo bingo cards together for this. Okay. So sexual energy with your sexual body, that's a lot of fruits. That's a lot of fruits. Oh.
In Eastern traditions, a lot of times this sexual energy is referred to as Jing or Jing Qi.
Oh, good job, Ugly German Truth. Jing, Qi, and Shen are cultivated. So Jing is gonna get cultivated. Imagine being Micro's wife or husband. Oh, I bet he suddenly bums the hell out of them all the time with his micro bums. He is, yes.
Sometimes it's referred to as vril or orgone. So these are various different terms for the sexual energy that you can utilize in your body for transformation, healing, transformation, and that sort of thing.
Oh, now that would be great. You should I would love to do that. I would love to have my treatment be sex. That would be fantastic. I want to go to the hospital and get like my treatment be 3 doses of sex a day or whatever, in order to heal my broken bones faster or whatever. That would be interesting. I get the feeling that we're not gonna do that. Has he made a Horcrux or what? I'm sure he's got a Horcrux or two.
Form of internal alchemy. So I like to refer to it as sexual alchemy. The third type would be an external form of sex magic. In a lot of the Western...
That, by the way, is illegal in most states in the U.S., so don't do external... Don't do external sex magic. A lot of places they just don't like it when you do that out and about. It's not okay. Oh.
In sex magical manuals, like you have from Crowley or Paschal Beverly Randolph, various different teachers of occultism that have addressed the topic of sex magic from a Western perspective, I find that it very, very often is dealing with the sexual fluids as a carrier of sexual energy that can be manipulated physically.
Well, microbloganism, you were correct. You fucking, yep, you nailed it. Oh, okay. Okay. Just okay. Like if you're into that, right? If you're into that, you're into that. Like don't let me. You have your kinks. It's fine. If you're into fluids, and you're into that, you do you, right? Not gonna tell you how to enjoy your body consensually. I'm very concerned about the fact that you think that it's more than the fluids that they are. That's the part that concerns me. Is that the magic bit? Like, okay, I've heard of sex magic, but I've heard of magical sex within the same context. I think it might be sexual acts with the product of magical. I'm sure that's where his thoughts end up. Yeah. All of this. Okay. I really, I don't want you to, but I really do want you to actually go into detail on how to do these things, because that would actually be the best. I would love to. I would love to see you demonstrate this in your tiny car with your iPhone camera going. Oh, I think that would be fantastic. Having him in your office working on the ducks must be interesting. Saying sex 40,000 times a day will very quickly get old. Oh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. What was the sex? Who was I? I was So sometimes we get patients who show preferences for either different therapists or not every once, so quite often we'll have therapists who have a gender bias. So they'll work better with therapists or caregivers of a certain gender. And we had one who preferred ladies. He preferred working with women over men. And so we were having this discussion with my supervisors about this, and one of my supervisors, I was saying, it's like, oh, it looks like there's a bit of a gender bias with my kid, and he seems to prefer to work more with girls or with women, and my supervisor is like, well, smart guy then, right? And while a hilarious comment, and I loved it, the setting was entirely inappropriate, so I didn't know how to react, because I wanted to laugh. But part of me is like, that was slightly inappropriate. And if I laugh, will I get in trouble? Is this a test? Is this a test from HR to see if R&D is going to pass? It was a very confusing time in my day. I did not know how to deal with it. Hello, Mango. Oh my goodness, Mango. We haven't seen you in so long. How are you? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. How do you know that distinction between whether or not someone is wanting to work with a woman or it being more useful for them to work with a woman? Or is there a distinction? I don't know. That's a good question. Don't know. So these are patients. These aren't like adults, right? I don't really get much of an option. Like I almost exclusively work with women because my field is almost exclusively women with like a spattering of men around. So I'm like one of in my office, I am one of two guys in my office. And so it's very not. I don't really get a choice. How are you guys? We missed you too, Mango. Thanks for joining us. You unfortunately showed up probably when we're gonna take a break here. However, you did show up when we were talking about sex magic. So and fluids and their magical properties, which is probably I don't even know what to say about that. The magical properties of fluids is not a sentence that I ever thought I would say, but it has been said.
Essentially. So what some people will do is they will engage in a sex magical ritual in which they engage in forms of sexual activity, and the sexual fluids that result from that sexual activity that's done in a ritualistic manner, they are keeping the intention in mind, or perhaps they're not keeping it consciously in mind, but there may be symbols surrounding them that will impact the subconscious mind.
So I'm mostly confused at how you do sex magic. You were confusing me about this, because on the one hand, like at first you're like, you do sex, you have sex, but you have sex using occult techniques like internal alchemy, whatever that is, right? Or you can just sort of have sex with like occult symbols around you, and that in and of itself creates magic. Somehow, I'm very, very confused as to how you actually do this, because it sounds like you really don't. You do the sex. It's true. I'm old. It sounds like you kind of just have sex, and then sometimes it's magic and sometimes it's not. Seems to sort of be the prerequisite at this point. Just sometimes the sex is magic and sometimes the sex is not magic. I make an Andy Warski remix song, and you can play it if you want during the break. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. I'll have to try to find it here in a second. Show me bendy fluids. Oh no, wrong kind of. Oh no, now I just have this image of sex bending, like water bending, but for sex magic fluids, and oh no. Sex bending is now a thing. It's like water bending. It's a classification of water bending that, yeah. Oh god, this is too much. Oh.
And so that kind of flavors the energy that's stored in the physical medium of the sexual fluids. Now, those sexual fluids can then be ingested, which almost kind of brings you back to the sexual alchemy type. It goes external, but then you bringing it into.
I am real happy the camera ain't on me. I mean, again, you do you, right? Like, you do you. I'm not gonna tell you what you're allowed to do or not do in the bedroom. That's a you problem, not a me problem. My concern here is less of like, you do you, right? Like, you do. This is about pineapples. Definitely about pineapples. Like, if that's what you want to do, you go for it. My biggest problem is when people actually think that this actually does anything, right? Like, it's like the people who drink urine. It's pee therapy is gross. I don't like it. I just don't. If God, don't, I would strongly suggest not to do it. Especially if you do it because you think that it does something. It's not going to cure your cancer or do any of that thing. This seems very similar. This seems to sort of be on the cusp of that, where like it's kind of like that, where people think that you'll get a cure for something when you're not. Like, real magicians swallow. No. It really, I am very confuzzled. We're gonna watch just a little bit more, and then we're gonna take a break because I ran out of beer like a bit ago.
Eternally again. Although that can also be done not just for self-transformation, but that can be used for rituals that are intended to manifest something in the individual's life who has consumed the fluids. The other thing that can be done with the fluids is that it could be put on an individual on the outside of their body, such as...
The way you talk about fluids makes me uncomfortable. And this is probably just me being an unnecessary Puritan about things. Like, I'm being a prude, and I shouldn't be. But it makes me uncomfortable either way. You need a mini fridge. I do need a mini fridge. If we had a mini fridge here, we'd have to take less breaks. Oh, goodness. Sex without chakras. Oh, my God. This is too much. Like, you do you. Again, you do you. Don't let my prudishness stop you from having your fun. You have your fun. So is Pornhub like a magic show for him? Maybe it is. I don't know. Like, you have your fun, but to say that it does anything else, it's like the people who have the pink Himalayan salt lamps, right? They're pretty. I like them. I think they're pretty. I think they're good. I like the salt blocks, the pink Himalayan salt blocks. I think they're very nice looking. I think they make for good decoration and all that, because I think they're pretty, right? And I think that's great. If you're going to use them for that, if you're going to use it to like realign the feng shui in your room with a salt brick, I start to take a little bit of issue with it. And then same thing here. Go ahead, do with your fluids what you want to do with your fluids, and whatever other consenting adults want to do with your fluids. But the whole magical property things, that's where you lose me there, buddy. Because I would, however, I'm gonna check out the rest of your channel, Mr. Crowe, because I'm really hoping that you actually have explanations of this. This seems the only thing that I'm really disappointed about your video. Like, I find it hilarious, but the one thing I am not saying fluids is just a word that's I've said it multiple times now, even though I said I wasn't gonna do fluids. It's too much. I really hope that you have a video that actually explains how to do this stuff, because I think that'd be far more interesting. This I'm mostly just getting a good giggle out of, but it would be interesting for you to tell me how it works. That would be nice, true. No, Mango, no. Oh no, all these jokes are terrible. I can't read them. All right, I'm gonna go find more videos of you. We're gonna take a break so I can recover for a little while. And then we'll be back, and then we'll probably switch over to doing another video, because Jeremy here, I kind of had my thing for it. So I'll be right back. Enjoy some copyright-free music and enjoy some fan art, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Round and round we go, losing self-control. I keep telling myself, but I don't wanna let you know. Is this what we become? Strangers on the run, looking for something, chasing the sun. All those days, trying to find a place where you only can just be alone. All those nights lying by your side, like you survived, feeling it shine under your spotlight. Like you survived under your spotlight. That's the way every day goes. Looking back, I know we started falling. We were falling in love, yeah. Took my heart and you rode off. Was a feeling never enough for you, baby? When you left me chasing you. Trying to find a place where we can be alone. All those nights lying by your side, like you survived, feeling it shine under your spotlight. A place where you only can just be alone. Like you survived under your spotlight. Were you even listening? No. I waited for your go ahead, but you were still on to everything and nothing. Oh, your head stuck in another land, making all these other plans. I'm trying
trying to get through to you, break and make you follow everything you wanted. Go, just see how far you really come. Wake up, baby, feel the sun. I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying to break you out of your own mind. I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. Let's go back to being 17 before we lost it. I know you've been wondering, is this what I
All right, everyone, and we're back. One of these things has what I want. That one. That one does. All right, so show of hands. Would we like to continue to watch more sex magic things, or would we like to move on to a different video? This video is actually fairly close to being done. If I remember right. Sorry about that. There we go. So we're pretty close. We got a one hands up saying, we are ready to move on. We are about 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the way there. Oh, we want some more sex magically fluids. More sex magically fluids. I find him boring at this point, but you know, I'm also not the one who gets to decide these things. So, we could try just a little bit more. He's not too far done. Too far from being done, I should say. More sexy magic times. Okay, we'll listen to a little bit more, only because Micro says so, and for no other reason. And then we'll probably be able to move on to a different video after that. Yeah.
It's an area that maybe needs like actual physical, literal healing. Maybe they have like lung cancer, and you.
No. Okay, now we're getting to the no. Okay, it was funny. It was funny when I thought you were like curing like, you know, I don't know, not things that are horrible. We're gonna get hand fappy here if we're gonna talk about curing cancer with sex magic. My friend, no, we're not. Like, oh, that's not how any of that works. Oh no.
Would put it over their chest.
No! God damn it. Lots of jokes about breast cancer there that I probably shouldn't make. Cramps. But still, no. We don't get to cure breast cancer with magic fluids. It's not. Oh no. Please stop. You were funny. You really were. I was enjoying your silliness, but now we're getting into like conning people into cures for cancers, with magic cess fluids. And now let's not.
Or it could be a symbolic area. So maybe you could anoint one of the chakras with a symbol in the fluids. And that could impact them in a specific manner. That could kind of focus the energy a little bit further. Another thing is to...
Wait, you can cure cancer with magic fluids? You can. Also, you can draw with magic fluids over chakras and, I don't know, make them... God, again, lots of jokes. Lots of terrible jokes. There's this one chakra that I think is right, if I remember right, but I don't. That's right around your throat area that's about talking. So you all finish that joke without me having to, because I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to finish that joke. God, please stop. No. Oh no. Oh.
Put it on an external object to consecrate it or charge it, like charging a talisman. Or
if you misdraw the thing, do you get a summon demon? That would actually be like the one thing that would be kind of fun. I'm sure that we could come up with a fun D&D character who uses sex magic. It'd have to be a couple. I mean, not necessarily like a monogamous one, but it'd have to be a couple. Do I need a big totem for that? Oh no! Gotta summon up some demons with your sex magic and whatnots. Oh goodness!
An amulet. So those are the three main forms of sex magic and sex mysticism. So you, like, just to recap, you have magical sex, which is just sex that's enhanced using these lesser known techniques. You have number 2, sexual alchemy, which is
no, this is very wrong in so many ways.
Using the sexual energy, the sexual energies to induce a transformation in the self and any partners that you may be doing the work with.
You're just as prudish as I am about talking about this subject, which I love. I am very happy that the cat is here, so you guys can't see how red I'm getting and how unnecessarily embarrassed this topic is making me. But I'm also glad to see that this guy can't keep it together. Doing the work with. I like that euphemism. I might have to start using it from now on. This is the person that I do the work with, guys. Oh no. We do the work together. Oh, gosh. What the hell is a lesser known technique? Foreplay? Foreplay might be a lesser known technique, honestly. Oh no. I'm really I can't handle it being so immature. I can't fucking handle this nonsense. Oh god. Oh.
And 3, external sex magic, in which you are generally utilizing the sexual fluids that result from the sexual activity as a vehicle for the energy's raised. So you could charge a talisman, you could anoint it on the self or consume it in some way. And pretty much all of sex magic can be put into one of those 3 categories. Now, if you like the types of videos that
I really hope you have more videos. You are gonna be on my list of places to go check out when I need videos. I wanted to find the crystal chick as well for this week, but I couldn't remember her name. His house and car are covered in cum. They probably are. God, please. I mean, if you're gonna do magic, I guess this is kind of the funnest magic to do. So, you know, good on you for doing fun magic things. Anyone else? I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, let's just, okay. So with all that said, I will finish. I don't want to finish. I don't want to finish him spouting his thing. We could be done with him. He's done. He's finished. For now, because he's just gonna do the thing where he talks about his channel, which is fine. You know, we're all allowed to do that. We're all about to chill ourselves out. No, I'm just jacking off in public. It's magic. Finish him off. No, we're gonna do some edging here, and he doesn't get to be finished off today. Oh God, no. I can't. Oh, this video is so bad. I have so many dirty jokes, but I don't want to make them because they're awful. I really shouldn't. Oh, I really shouldn't do that. I really shouldn't. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna finish there. For now. Sad ending, yes. He does not get a happy ending. Sorry, my friend. You just don't. You just don't get a happy ending from R&D today. Okay. So, with that said, we can go here. We finished the video. I'm gonna call it a finished video. And we'll get some we finished the video boobs for us because we did finish the video. So we're gonna get some boobs for this. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So we'll find some here, but while that's up, I am gonna run Cloudbot here to see what we're gonna move on to next. So obviously, you can look on the screen and you can see what our options are. Obviously, if you pick number 6, you're just wasting your vote. It's a waste. Don't do it. So you can vote from anything here. The Truman Show by ODD TV, AOC by David Icke, Alpha Males by Joe Rogan, How to Write a Myth by Owen Benjamin, Transgender Athletes by Rationality Rules, and NASA Fraud by Mr. Thrive and Survive. So we'll get that going here for you all to vote. There we go. Cloudbot should be around to let you know. You just have to do !vote and the number, and that'll be your vote, and we'll see what we get for the next video. So watch something else. And once that is happening, we will also see if we can get can I do this without, I don't think this will stop Cloudbot. So let's hope this doesn't stop Cloudbot. We'll get ourselves a nice reward for listening to Jeremy Crowe there for so long and his rather boring explanation. We have our options are up to, what number are we up to? 36. So we'll have Google roll for us. Maybe. Maybe Google's not being my friend today. Let's see. Pick a number between 1 and 36.
Here's a random number, 27.
27 for us today. Thank you very much, Google, for helping us out there. There you go. That's what we get for finishing that wonderful video. So much fun. Oh, that one's one that I got for you, Mango. Congratulations. That one was a Mango-specific one because you had asked for it. Or had asked for butts. So that one was for you. And we were going here. Number 7, vote. The two of you who have voted for number 6 are not very good at following directions. If you vote for number 6, you're not gonna. I'm sorry for the airplane too. If you're voting for number 6, you're wasting your vote. Stop it. We need an electoral college. We need something. Yeah. Oh, yes. Was that a question about this video? What video is this? It is, didn't you talk about number 5 a couple of months ago? No, this is a new one. This is the one from yesterday. It's bad. Okay, to be fair, this new video by Rational isn't as blatantly awful as the old one, as his first, like, transgender video was. I don't know if that makes it less bad or more bad, because he went down the whole, like, we're gonna be the nice guy and talk about discriminate against transgender individuals, but I'm gonna be really nice about it when I talk about it, so that it's much harder for you to tell that I'm promoting discrimination towards transgender individuals. Is the route that we went, which I find to be more dangerous. Like, I kind of, not that I want him to be, but I kind of preferred it when he was more blatantly transphobic, because at least at that point you can be like, yeah, look at this blatant transphobia, and now we can't. It's harder to point that out because it's a little bit more dog whistly and a little bit more just not. It's not as obvious, but it's still there. It's definitely still there. Thank you, Eager. You figured out voting. I'm glad you figured out voting. It looks like currently number 7 is winning. Ooh, but number 1 is catching up. So it looks like either way we're gonna have a flat Earth video. I think. What's wrong with my audio? It might have been an airplane. There was an airplane that just decided to. Could I show something? You can show as much as you want. Yeah. That's the only thing that I can think of, Harry, is that it might have been the airplane that kind of came by. But we are real close. Looks like flat earthers are kind of winning at the moment. With we got about a minute, but it looks like a flat earther is going to win at this point. We are still waiting for Hobbs on cam. Hobbs is, I don't think he's around. He's somewhere else. Okay. By the way, just so we can show ourselves, I'm going to show myself real close here. I'm going to show myself real quick here. If you like all the things that we talk about here and the videos that I make and the stuff that I do, and you would like to help out the channel, you can do super chats, and super chats all go right now currently to getting a new computer, help improve the show, help improve the content that I make, because exporting videos on this very old Mac takes a very long time. Just for reference, the 10-ish minute video that I did on Rationality Rules this weekend took me about an hour to export, which is just way too much, right? Just should not be a thing that exists. It should not take me that long to render a 10-minute video, but it does because this computer is very old. So it's, if you'd like to help out with the channel, I do take super chats. Super chats get you some free boobs, and they also get you and I will also donate the same amount of money into the pot so that we can kind of get there sooner. All right. With that said, go check out Luke Filewalker's link. It looks like he has made a bot of some variety. Built a bot with the Twitter pics from Go 16, Go 17 to Himawari. Okay, super cool. So go check that out. That sounds great. I don't think you got your vote in time, Harry. I'm sorry to let you know. Yeah, Lo, I get a 1-to-1 render. I know, and I used to I used to get that when I didn't. I could potentially, I do this for GeoStrubber, who does not appreciate the things that I do for him. I do this for GeoStrubber, where all of my videos are at 1080p at 60 FPS. I don't know why I do it, but they are at that setting. And so if I lowered the quality, I could, if I did it at 30 or 24 FPS, I could get, faster render times as well. So there's some things that I could do to tweak that, but I don't tweak it. So it takes a very long time. And so so that would help. That would be one way that I could at least get things done faster. You're just trying to make my computer for good. Well, you're doing pretty good, because it took a solid hour to get my my last Rationality Rules video out. Okay, so with that said, here is the results of our poll, and our poll has ended with Mr. Thrive and Survive winning with NASA fraud. Don't worry, if you wanted for me to talk about Rationality Rules, don't you fret. There will be a video on that, and I'm sure that I will get into lots of fights on the Twitters about it, because what do you edit on, if you don't mind saying? I don't mind at all. I edit on like what kind of computer or what kind of program? I use oh shit, I clicked the wrong button. I use ScreenFlow, which is a Mac exclusive the video, it's a screen capture / editing software that I've been using for many years, and I really like it. I think it's a good bit of software. It's a bit on the lacking side on some things, like it's no Final Cut Pro by any stretch of the imagination, but at the same time it does a lot of one. I've been using it forever, so I would hate to switch and try to learn a new program. I think that would be rather awful. And at the same time, what it does have, I like the GUI. I like the interface for it. I think a lot of those things are really nice. And I don't want to necessarily learn to use a different program, because I've gotten rather comfortable with this one. So that's where I'm at. And also, I'm using a not crappy. She's a good computer, but she's old. I'm still using my Mac, which is great, and I do love it. It's just it's old. It's almost 10 years old at this point, and it's just old. It's just an old computer, and it could use, I could use a new one. It's true. What do you ever need 120 frames for? The human can already just work just tad over 30. 60 is more than enough to run without a hint of oscillation. So it's true. 60 FPS is a fucking waste of rendering time. It should not exist. In case you're wondering why it is, go check out Captain Delusion's video on frame rates, and he pretty much breaks it down. It's kind of just you can't fucking see the difference. And he actually does a really good job in that video, because he mentions how he's constantly shifting in that video and how many frames he's showing at a time, and you can't notice it. So you're not gonna notice it, but people want to be snobs about it. GeoStrubber. Sure, see, and I can also see an 8K. Oh no. So yeah. So that's the thing. Go check out Captain Disillusion's breakdown on that. He debunks that nonsense about being able to see at higher frame rates. You really can't. You just can't. Okay. All right. With that said, we have Mr. Thrive and Survive, a Mr. Thrive and Survive video production. If you don't know who Mr. Thrive and Survive is, he's a flat earther. He is the grifterest of grifts. Gosh, I haven't talked about him in forever. He kind of disappears for a while and then comes back and tries to sell colloidal silver. His big thing is not understanding how eclipses work. He seems very confuzzled by eclipses. They almost always just seem to just mess with him. I don't think he knows how to think in 3 dimensions. I think that's kind of generally his problem, is he doesn't understand the 3rd dimension. So he thinks that everything's in 2 dimensions and everything works in the same way that a kid's book works. And scale, he just doesn't understand any of that. So it's fun times. It's fun times.
Hey everybody, Rich Mr. Thrive and Survive. This is going to be a short video, as short as I can make it, to clarify some of the issues coming up with the different angles video that we have.
Yeah. See, we're gonna already have a hard time about. I can already tell we're gonna. It's not the scale, guys. Just remember that. I can already tell we're gonna have a hard time thinking about the fact that this whole thing is in 3 dimensions. Like, God, don't panic. Yeah. Like, he's one of those people who I think he's made this claim. Ooh, excuse me. Where, in case you don't know, there's some times of the day where you see the moon out in the day. You usually tend to see the moon out during the day, closer to sunset and sunrise, because that's kind of when the sun is at the opposite side and you can kind of see it, right? That's when you can usually see it. You don't tend to, especially for like full moons and things, you'll usually only see them sunrise and sunset. You won't ever see like a full moon at noon out and about, right? You'll usually, like for a full moon, you'll only see it at one of the 2 extremes, because that's the way that works. Oh yeah, you're wearing your 10 inches of larger shirt again. I am too, and I wish if other cat weren't over there, I might have to try to get the camera on, because I am wearing my 10 inches of larger shirt. I should show myself. Let's show myself. So, well, I know that other cat is like way more interesting than I am, but check out. I know. Look at this fanciness. Gonna move the thing. Check out if you 10 inches of larger shirt. Big thank you to Microblogism, because he's the one who designed this fantastic pattern. But this is more or less it. This is a shirt. It comes in, I think, like black, blue, and gray, I want to say. So if you like your own, there is a merch store and you can go check it out. It's a fun shirt. I've been loving it. It's very comfy. I will say I'm sorry about the shipping. I don't get to control that. If I control the shipping, I wouldn't make it so high, but you know, it is what it is. But a very cool shirt. I do love it. All right, so with that said, let's go back
to NASA fraud. Their model doesn't work, the angles. We have people on the ball side arguing against their own model just to get around this, which is crazy.
Oh.
It's very simple.
Oh, okay. I mean, he says so.
All right, now, what I'm showing you here is not the scale, but our actual work, our actual observations were to scale. And as you can see, the more I get the scale, the harder this is going to be for the NASA model to work.
The NASA model. Remember, NASA came up with this model, guys. Eager TV, you're probably saying things. You want to know where the film the Mars rover? Google. God damn it, I can't read that. Google Devon Island, Canada. Click images. The heliocentric model is a Jesuit, Freemasonic, satanic lie. Jesus calls them the synagogue of Satan. I thought Jesuits were Christians of some variety. It seems kind of weird that, I mean, I guess Satanists would be Christian, or at least a denomination of them, so that kind of makes sense, I suppose.
Show you that here in just a second. Our issue basically is this. If we have a person standing at the terminator line on both sides of the Earth, all right, when the sun and the moon are all in alignment, all right, so we're looking at someone at the terminator line at the equator. Let's just use that for now. We're going to get into this 23.5 degree 5.
I googled it. It has plants all over the place. Okay, now I guess I thought, what was it? Davenport? Devon something? Devon Island, Canada. Okay, Devon Island, Canada. Let's see what Devon Island, Canada looks like. Devon Island, Canada. Ba-ba-bum. Well, this is fun. There's a lot of water around, which is kind of not Mars-like at all, but, you know, super neat, I guess. I am getting a lot of flat Earth sort of junk popping up when I see this, because that I guess flat earthers or NASA deniers kind of seem to have gotten a hold of that. So I get a lot of that, but cool beans. Thanks for sharing.
1 degree off the ecliptic means nothing, absolutely nothing. We'll get to that in a second. In the model, when it is a new moon, I took the shadow off because it was confusing. When it's a new moon, in this position right here, all three are lined up perfectly.
Okay.
But the person at the terminator line would see the sun first, not the moon. Now let me move this.
It would see the sun first and not the moon. You wouldn't see the moon, period. So this, shadows are very confusing. So you wouldn't see the moon at all. I shouldn't say at all, because you could, potentially, if you have like a solar eclipse or whatever, you could see the moon. So that's not entirely true, but close enough. Jesters are Catholic. So fundamentalist lunatics being Christian, despite being the 20-year-old before evangelicals. I never understood the Christian. Well, I did because I was a Catholic, but I never. Now that I'm not in that mindset, I haven't quite understand the Christian Catholic dynamic there.
Sun out closer to the scale, and you're going to see it's actually going to get worse. So now I've moved the sun out.
Okay.
And now I have to change these angles. See, the person here couldn't see the moon and the sun at the same time.
It's a new moon. Why would you just Okay, again, new moon. So I'm entirely confuzzled as to why you think you should be able to see it. It's new, which means that you can't see it because none of it is being lit up by the sun. It's just no. Okay, so that's a thing. Again, also, like, you move the sun back, which is great, but why I am so confuzzled by why you think any of this works the way you very explicitly said this isn't to scale, yet you're still pretending like this is to scale.
And this makes more sense when it's a full moon. But let's go ahead and change the angles here. And you'll see that it misses the moon by even more. So the closer we get to actual scale, the worse it's going to be for NASA's model.
The worst is going to be... Okay.
Can't be at the terminator lines, see the sun rising at the same time the moon rises, or set at the same time the moon sets. Can't happen because the angles aren't correct.
I mean... What? Am I missing something? Is this... I'm confused. Am I actually missing something, or is this really what it is? Like, you're not supposed to be able to see a new moon, period. So why is this so confused? Like, this is exactly what you should expect. Okay.
Now let's switch it around to the other side, a full moon, and see what we get.
Okay.
All right, now in this case, the person at the terminator line, as soon as he sees, in this case, let's see, this would be sunset. No, this would be sunrise, okay? So sunrise on a full moon, he should be seeing the moon rise at the same time. But it isn't going to happen because the angles are much different.
What?
We need to draw the angles in.
What are you talking about?
See, the sun and the moon both have the same angular size in our sky, because one is 400 times further away according to their model, but the moon is, the sun is 400 times.
The new moon. Okay, I'm very confuzzled, very very confuzzled. He said it's a new moon, so at best get Earth shine, and the moon does not have between the sun and Earth. We see an unilluminated side, anyways. I'm very confuzzled. A body of land surrounded by level flat water. Lol. Yes, level flat water. Is that Devon whatever? Yeah. There's water, I think, is kind of the point, guys.
It's bigger, but it's
Yeah.
400 times farther
Okay,
away than
what?
the moon. So they have the same size in the sky, but because the moon is so much closer, the angle is much steeper to get to see it from the terminator line. Does that make sense? And when it's a 100% full moon, which every month it is somewhere on the Earth, you have a 100% full moon. And somewhere on the Earth, every single month, you have this situation here, a 0% full moon. Now, what people are trying to argue is, oh, we cherry-picked the month or whatever because it doesn't happen in the next 4 months. Well, it doesn't happen at that location. You have to change your location. See, it does.
I don't. No, it's a full moon all over the earth. It's true. I am so confuzzled by I don't know if this is a problem of the fact that you like this is supposed to be like a clarification video, and you're just failing, and I don't understand the context. But I get the feeling that even if I watched the original video, and then watch this clarification process, I wouldn't understand what the hell you're talking about. Because you say a lot of things, and you say a lot of things that are like, people say this, and it's just like, what people? Who says that? People say that the location matters. Yes. I'm very confuzzled.
Earth's rotation in their model is a little bit different when it happens to be totally full, so you have to pick a different spot. It doesn't matter what spot you pick or what month you pick. There's always going to be a 100% full somewhere on the Earth, a 100% full moon and a 100% new moon in that cycle. Now, a lot of people want to talk about the 23.4 degree ecliptic and the 5.1 degree moon tilt off the ecliptic. This means 0. We're not talking about casting shadows for an eclipse or anything like that. We're picking spots on the Earth where there is 100% full moon or...
What is Earthshine? Earthshine, it's so like you see this during solar eclipse. There's some really good pictures of it. You can look up like solar eclipses, because it's when pretty much the light from the sun bounces off the Earth and then hits the moon, and so then you can actually see the moon, but you can't. It's not bright. The moon isn't bright enough that you can actually see the moon during a new moon. So you can actually see this during solar eclipses, where the moon is between the Earth and the sun, and so if you have like a good exposure, a high exposure, and you take a long time to get the picture taken. I forget what that's called. Exposure time, I guess. You can actually get a picture of. You can actually see the moon in front of the sun. It's really neat. There's lots of good pictures of it. But that's more or less what that is.
100% new moon at that location, which means the sun, earth, and moon are perfectly in a line. They don't have to be in a line north-south. Let me show you a stupid little illustration to show the point here.
Oh, thank you for your stupid little illustration.
Okay, we're the observer on this side, and let's just say the edge of this door is the edge of the Earth that's hiding our view. So if we all of a sudden have the moon peek out, see right there, the moon peeks out.
Okay.
It peeks out up high.
Yeah.
All right. Or it can peek out down low. It still comes around the terminator line.
Okay. I don't know why there's a door. I love it. I don't know why. Since we're only looking at 0% new moon and 100% full moon location, the tilt makes no difference, as by necessity, the sun, moon, and earth are perfectly in the same plane. Why? No, they're not. What are you talking about? Why does that necessitate that they're on the same plane? I assume, like, I don't even know what you mean by same plane. Like, they're, it's just, the moon is a peeper. It's true. They're not necessarily on the same, exactly on the same plane, because that's not how those things work. The moon could be, just for funsies, like a couple of degrees higher than the sun, and it would still look like a full moon to you, because it's not that big of a difference. So they're not exactly perfectly in the same plane. I mean, they're probably close to the same plane, which I think is what you're trying to say. But honestly, at this point, I don't know what you're trying to say. They're not perfectly in the same plane because things work in 3 dimensions and not 2-dimensional like you think they are.
At the same time. Again, we're not worried about a shadow this is casting onto another object for an eclipse. Or
I don't even know what we're
that.
worried about, Mr. Thrive and Survive.
So,
what are we even worried
and
about?
again, we're picking 100% full, 100% new to see if the model works.
NASA holes. Use of the anti-Kandera mechanism. What is an Anit-Kytheria mechanism to predict eclipses? We're probably made by Archimedes. There's a wristwatch for the super elite that go for $300,000. Okay. Whoever drew the graph was bloody immature. Why were you... Why are you fucking tilting the ellipse? I don't even know what we're saying. What is a NASA hole? We're NASA holes. I think he meant NASA holes, not NASA holes, but stuff.
So the Earth being tilted 23.4 degrees in relation to the Sun, and or the Moon being 5.1 degrees off of the ecliptic makes absolutely no difference. Again, we're choosing 100% full, 100% new moon. It happens every single month, contrary to what people are arguing. Just a matter of where you have to be on the Earth to see it. So when that happens in the model, it has all these in line, perfectly in line. This is a new moon example.
I still don't understand what you're trying to say, though.
All the different modeling, everything has to have these in line. Otherwise, you don't have 0% new moon. And likewise, when it's on the other side, this way, all right, 100% full moon. What is the person at the terminator line seeing here versus here?
Oh my god, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know. Some fleurs say it isn't possible, and what we've seen stars behind the moon should be, but it's all crap. But yeah, I can see oceans in the middle of New York. Okay. You have it too close. I don't understand. I also don't really understand what his point is about not being able to, like, same line is not the same plane. Rich fails to understand the model again. Is that what's going on? Rich, you're not explaining yourself very well. And there's probably not a better explanation, but this probably, like I said, this is a clarification. All right. I'm gonna say that we're done with today because R&D's got to go use the restroom, and I don't think he can hold off for 6 more minutes without losing it. Also, I don't even understand what the hell he's talking about. So we're just gonna call it a quits there. For now. No, that's not what I wanted to at all. Oh my goodness. Well, here we can have just a camera of other cat so that we can see her. Look at how cute she is. She's just a cutest little button. All right. With that said, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna be done for today. It's been fun. Thank you all for joining me. If you're disappointed that we didn't get to talk about rationality rules, don't you fret. We'll get there soon. Remember, did you know that you are draining fluids at an alarming rate? I am. Remember how to use your fluids properly. Thank you all for being here. Use magic appropriately, guys. If you're gonna sex magic, do it with consent. All the things. Otherwise, thank you all for being here. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next time.